And you know, it was kind of a good day to do that, except we also got drenched with rain earlier.
Yeah, I got drenched yesterday being the New Mexico State Fair. So, yeah, we have more thunderstorms moving through Albuquerque, not only yesterday, but today. Now those storms temporarily moving out, but more storms approaching Crown Point. If they hold together, they may move closer toward the Albuquerque metro. There are those lines of thunderstorms, heavy rain showers as well embedded with those storms, and a line of storms moving just south of Cuba, closer toward Española. There's that storm that moved through Albuquerque. It's dissipated for the most part near Moriarty. Española, again, some showers and more showers drifting closer towards Santa Rosa. Now, farther south, we are dealing with some flash flooding thunderstorms. Now, those storms in the reserve not producing much in the way of flooding, but near Socorro down to the southeast, those storms are more potent, moving closer to Alamogordo and Ruidoso as well. Taking a closer look, we have two flash flood warnings around Mescalero that expires at 6:30, and another one that expires south of Alamogordo that expires at 6:45. And more thunderstorms approaching both locations, and more storms as well approaching around the Ruidoso area. Looking at Ski Apache, speaking of soggy, it is soggy out there. 61 degrees, 76% humidity, and a closer look at the ski area, you can see the lush landscape, but also kind of the dreariness and the conditions because of the rain out there. Meanwhile, here in Albuquerque, after the storms moved on through, we dropped from the low 80s into the 70s. 74 right now in Albuquerque, 68 Alamosa. Some areas in the metro dropped in the 60s, with even some areas reporting at least a quarter to a half inch or more of rainfall. Again, a little bit cool there in Ruidoso, 61, 78 in Carlsbad, 76 Silver City, 68 degrees right now in Alamosa. 70 in Clayton, up from the upper 40s yesterday afternoon. Now we still have that chance of flash flooding today. There's that slight risk all the way from southern New Mexico, where we're dealing with flash flooding right now, all the way through the northern mountains. Flash flood watches in effect for some of those areas. So turn around, don't drown, and seek higher ground. Albuquerque, the State Fair forecast looking, again, not so fair today, but tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, we'll see higher temperatures and eventually a higher chance of rainfall for your day on Tuesday, and occasionally some breezy conditions out there. And again, there are those thunderstorms right now picking up steam near the eastern highlands near Encino and Vaughn. More storms in Durango and even near Farmington and Camado and south of Las Cruces. So a very active day of storms. Those storms will dissipate around 10 o'clock as they start to approach once again Albuquerque, the Alamosa area, and once again another batch of storms near Las Cruces, Alamogordo. After midnight, we'll see fewer storms and clearing conditions, patchy fog out to the north and east especially. Tonight into tomorrow morning, temperatures will drop. Eventually, after 9, 10 o'clock, temperatures will drop from the 50s and 60s and low 70s. Eventually tomorrow morning, some areas may drop into 30s and 40s from Alamosa to the reserve, 50s and 60s from Albuquerque towards Roswell. By the way, the Sunport dropped to 59 this past morning, and we'll have another cool morning in store tomorrow morning. Drier weather then moves in for your day on Sunday. That moisture will move to the northeast. Thunderstorms will form in the northeastern mountains and also still the Sacramento Mountains to the Gila National Forest. So for your day on Sunday, warmer weather in the upper 80s in Albuquerque, low 90s in Deming, and upper 80s in the short term in Roswell. Could be even higher in terms of the temperatures ahead. And back in the 80s in Durango and Farmington will be closer to the low 90s in some areas by the middle of next week. And then stormier and cooler by the later parts of the next work week in Durango. And yeah, Alamosa, chilly mornings out there. So yeah, Farmington, wouldn't be surprised if some areas in the Four Corners reach close to 90 closer to Tuesday. Lows in the generally 40s and 50s. More storms by the end of next week. So the active monsoon pattern continues. Glenwood, Alamogordo, and Deming. Storms will dissipate overnight to tomorrow morning. Clear conditions and warmer conditions, though, are ahead. Roswell, 80s today, and then back in the 90s next week. In Ruidoso, still that flash flood watch in effect and flash flood warnings to your southwest. Tucumcari, Mora, and Capilene. Eventually, higher temperatures and drier weather ahead. Still a few storms are possible tomorrow. And from Red River to Santa Fe, Española, temperatures generally in the 60s and 70s and low 80s for your day tomorrow. Could be even stormier and cooler by next week. And then taking a look at Estancia, Moriarty, Cedar Crest, cool mornings and pretty warm afternoons. And from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, temperatures in the 80s and then low 90s as we head closer to next week. So good state fair weather, but then stormier and cooler next week. So a little bit of a temperature roller coaster ahead.
I think we're ready for it, though.
Yeah, we're ready.